Welcome back, everyone. Today we are working on the supercharged frog. It's gonna be a fun day because we are adding more boost, more power. What we are doing today is swapping the stock pulley on the supercharger with a smaller aftermarket pulley, and then upgrading the injectors and getting a different belt for the supercharger. This right here is the upgraded pulley. How this works is that it is a smaller diameter than the stock pulley, so when it is on the supercharger and when the car is running, it is spinning the supercharger faster and thus making more boost. This pulley right here should make about 8 pounds of boost, give or take about 1 pound. Hopefully, I think, I'm not positive. Now the stock injectors don't pump enough fuel for that extra boost, so what we have to do is also upgrade the injectors. And for that, we have these little guys. These are injectors off an RX-8. They are the secondary injectors. I believe it's around 330 cc's or something like that. So that is plenty of fuel to handle the 8 pounds of boost on 93 octane. If we ever wanted to do like E85 in the future, we'd have to get bigger injectors, but for now, that'll be good. Once all this is said and done, the car should be making about 170 wheel horsepower, which, you know, isn't a ton, but it's gonna be a lot better than the stock, like 100. Probably even less, like 90. The other sad thing about this is that once we put on this pulley and put on the bigger injectors, this supercharger is maxed out. This is the most power we can get out of this supercharger. I have the M45 supercharger. It's just not as powerful as some other superchargers. It's really small, can only make 8 pounds of boost. So even if we put like a crank pulley on, smaller crank pulley, it wouldn't make any more boost. It's just, this is like, it's max efficiency once we do this. So once we do this, this is the most power out of this setup, which is fine. I mean, 170 wheel horsepower on this thing, it's gonna feel nice. But yeah, without any further ado, I'd say let's get started. Everything should be pretty easy. Just pull off the old pulley. Shit, I forgot my pulley. Oh, I forgot something at home to take the pulley off. Should be easy, but you know, if I keep forgetting things, it won't be. So let's get started. Before we do anything, we want to get rid of all the fuel pressure in the fuel rail. So when we take off the injectors, fuel doesn't like go everywhere. So we're gonna turn the car on and then unplug the fuel pump relay underneath it and open the gas tank. And that should get rid of all the pressure. Fuel pressure in the line. I could probably do this with the intercooler still on here and everything. I can reach everything, but it's just gonna be easier if I pull the intercooler off, so I'm gonna do that. Now we have full access to the fuel system right here, and we'll probably take this off to get a little better access of the pulley there. I'm gonna go ahead and start removing the pulley. First we have to remove tension on the belt. Did this in the wrong order. We're gonna try to break this loose while the belt's still attached, so that's something to hold on to. Now while the supercharger belt is nice and taut, what we're gonna do is we're gonna break loose the bolt holding on the pulley. In order to do that, I'm gonna put the car in 5th gear, pull the e-brake so the crank doesn't move. The crank's attached to this. Hopefully it won't move. And it just moves. Okay, well, screw it. I'm using an impact gun. I've been told by professionals this won't damage anything, so much easier. All right, well, we got that guy off. Yay. Now we have to get a pulley puller to pull this pulley off. Like a charm. Nice. Gonna clean it off with some brake clean. Oh yeah, beautiful. We're gonna put a tiny bit of copper anti-seize on it, just in case if I ever need to remove it in the future, it doesn't get like rusted on. Oh, that was nice and easy. New pulley is installed. I want to give a huge shout out to the guys over at Red Mist Automotive. Pretty much all of the tools that I just used were theirs, and they're letting me use all their tools and all their grease and stuff to do this install. So thank you to them. I keep on forgetting to mention this, but they actually have a YouTube channel that makes some pretty hilarious videos with their battle van and the rally course and some other crazy shit. So if you guys want to check them out, I'll have a link in the description down below. They're really cool guys, and their videos are actually pretty dang good for just starting, so go check them out, give them some love, because I'm using all their tools. Alright, let's get these injectors in here. I went ahead and cleaned off all the injectors so they're looking nice, checked all the O-rings, they're all good. As far as I know, they're completely plug and play, so all I have to do is bolt them in, plug them into the factory harness, and then change some things in the ECU, and it should fire right up. I'm noticing that every single clip for these injectors is broken, so they're being held on by hopes and dreams. Whoever did this last was an idiot. That's all I can say. That blue clip is a stock injector, and that metal pipe is the stock fuel rail. You see those black washers? We have to make sure not to lose those. Those are very important, so careful. 2, 3, and last but not least, big old fat injectors. As you can tell, 2 of them are missing their O-rings, so we have to make sure to get that out of the block. This isn't necessarily hard, it's just kind of tricky to get everything lined up properly and bolted in where there's no leaks. An important thing to remember while installing injectors is that lube is your friend. You don't want to hurt these O-rings by not using lube.
I confess.
See that little injector in there? Yeah, that's an RX-8 injector. Alright, so now that everything is assembled, I'm gonna go ahead, put the fuel injector relay back in, prime the system, get pressure in there, and check for any fuel leaks. And it looks as if we're good. So the injectors are in and there are no leaks. What I would normally do now is go into the Mega Squirt, the ECU, and change the settings for the injectors. Pretty much you have to tell it that there are bigger injectors in there, otherwise it's not gonna run quite right. But I don't have a computer to do that, so we're not gonna do that. It should be able to turn on and idle without telling it that it's got bigger injectors, but maybe not. Either way, Mike, the neighbor, should be here soon. He's got a tuning laptop, so he can do that for us. Now, due to the fact that we put a smaller diameter pulley on here, we need a new belt because the old one won't fit. It's gonna be too big. So we're gonna go to the store, get a new belt. I'm gonna look up this part number and just get the next size smaller. That was kind of a failure. I swear I called like every auto parts store anywhere close to here, and the closest belt I could find to the one that I had is this one. It's a 440 K4, which means it's 44 inches and it's 4 rib. The belt we had on here with the last pulley was 46 inches, so this belt is 2 inches shorter. I don't think it's gonna fit, but it was the closest thing I could find. I'm gonna try it. If it doesn't fit, we'll have to order something. The old belt was a little bit too big anyway, so maybe? Well, yeah, so I can't even get it on here, and I'm not counting in going with the tensioner, so that is not happening, my friends. So I'm just gonna go ahead and Amazon Prime that shit, get a new belt online, the right size, and hopefully it works. It stinks though because now we're gonna have to wait at least a day in order to get this thing running. And I kinda wanted to get it running today and have this video for you guys today, but there's nothing I can do. In the meantime, let's go ahead and put the intercooler back on and get all the piping back on here because we have to do that anyway. Also, I just want to give you guys a huge thanks. I got a lot of comments talking about the hood of the RX-7 and how it isn't quite glossy enough. Pretty much every single one of you guys said that I just have a really crappy polisher. I bought like a $20 one from Home Depot, which obviously was a terrible idea. You guys also said that I was using the wrong compound and the wrong pad. Like I shouldn't be using a wool pad, those things are trash. So thank you guys so much. I'm gonna be purchasing a Chemical Guys kit It's like the super expensive one, but it comes with like a really nice polisher and everything I need to buff the entire car. And then we'll wet sand it, get it nice and shiny, and get it nice and smooth. Then it's gonna look awesome. It already looks awesome, but it's gonna look more awesome. The other thing I forgot to tell you guys about is this. It's a snorkel head. It's just kind of resting on here right now, but this makes it a legit snorkel, kind of. We do have to change the angle up here because obviously that's not good. So what we'll do is we'll cut the snorkel here, get like a 45-degree, and mount it like that. And that is gonna be really sweet. But of course, for that to actually do anything, we have to make a different crossover tube that connects the supercharger to the snorkel instead of this right here. So we'll do that soon as well. But yeah guys, I think that is going to be it for today. My apologies for such a short video. We didn't do much in this video. Replaced the injectors, got the new pulley on there. We just gotta wait for that belt, and then this thing's on 8 PSI, making 170 wheel horsepower. It's gonna be really awesome. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out. I have to say guys, thank you so much, because guess what we hit? 250,000 subscribers. That is crazy awesome. 250,000 subscribers. I'm so thankful. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Seriously, like, it's seriously so cool. It's hard to explain in words, but thank you. Thank you so much. Also, if you want to support the channel, share the video. It helps reach a bigger audience, and buy some key tags if you want. So yeah guys, thank you again. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Peace.